University Policy on Gender-Based Sexual Harassment. Silliman University values the dignity, human rights, and the fundamental need of all persons to feel safe and secure in their places of work or study. The protection of such right is part of its mandate to provide quality Christian education. As such, it values and recognizes, in accordance with Safe Spaces Act or Republic Act 11313, the importance of making all university campuses as safe spaces where all persons are protected from gender-based sexual harassment or GBSH. What's the coverage and applicability of the GBSH policy? This policy covers all incidents of gender-based sexual harassment under the following settings. 1. Work-related or employment environment, and number 2, education or training environment. This policy also covers incidents which occur in official university activities outside of campus, public spaces, or online, or through any information and communication system or technology. Prohibited acts. What constitutes gender-based sexual harassment? The following is a non-exclusive list of acts or conduct made by a person against another person or a group of persons which constitutes GBSH or gender-based sexual harassment. Number 1, cursing, wolf whistling, catcalling. 2, leering and intrusive gazing. 3, taunting and wanted invitations. 4, misogynistic, transphobic, homophobic, and sexist slurs. 5, persistent, unwanted comments on one's appearance. 6, relentless requests for one's personal details such as name, contact, and social media details or destination. 7, the use of words, gestures, or actions that ridicule on the basis of sex, gender, sexual orientation, identity, and/or expression, including sexist, homophobic, and transphobic statements and slurs. 8, the persistent telling of sexual jokes, use of sexual names, comments, and demands. 9, any statements that has made an invitation in a person's personal space or threatens the person's sense of personal safety. 10, making offensive body gestures at someone. 11, exposing private parts for the sexual gratification of the perpetrator with the effect of demeaning, harassing, threatening, or intimidating the offended party. 12, public masturbation, groping, and similar lewd sexual actions. 13, stalking. 14, any touching, pinching, or brushing against the genitalia, face, arms, anus, breast, inner thighs, face, buttocks, or any part of the victim's body. 15, any act or series of acts involving any unwelcome sexual advances, requests, or demand for sexual favors, or any act of sexual nature, whether done verbally, physically, or through any use of technology such as texting, text messaging, or electronic mail, or through any other forms of information and communication systems that has or could have a detrimental effect on the conditions of an individual's employment or education, job, performance, or opportunities. 16, any conduct of a sexual nature and other conduct based on sex affecting the dignity of a person which is unwelcome, unreasonable, and offensive to the recipient, whether done verbally, physically, or through the use of technology such as text messaging or electronic mail, or through any other forms of information and communication systems. 17, any conduct that is unwelcome and pervasive and creates an intimidating, hostile, or humiliating environment for the recipient. Online gender-based sexual harassment, or GBSH, includes acts that use information and communications technology in terrorizing and intimidating victims through Number 1, physical, psychological, and emotional threats, unwanted sexual, misogynistic, transphobic, homophobic, and sexist remarks and comments online, whether publicly or through direct and private messages. 2, invasion of the victim's privacy through cyberstalking and incessant messaging. 3, uploading and sharing without the consent of the victim any form of media that contains photos, video, or voice with sexual content. 4, any unauthorized recording and sharing of any of the victim's photos, videos, or any information online. 5, impersonating identities of victims online or posting lies about victims to harm their reputation. 6, filing false abuse reports to online platforms to silence victims. Complaint procedure. Any victim of gender-based sexual harassment or GBSH may file a written complaint with the complaints officer, Attorney Maria Shello H. Ibio. Her office is located at the Office of General Counsel, ground floor, Oriental Hall, Silliman University, Dumaguete, with telephone number 035-422-6002, local 307. Within 48 hours from receipt of the complaint, the complaints officer is tasked to forward the complaint to the Committee on Decorum and Investigation, or CODI. The CODI is an independent internal grievance mechanism that will act as the main body in the investigation and resolution of cases involving GBSH. The CODI's decision is appealable before the Office of the University President. What are the penalties for gender-based sexual harassment? The CODI may impose any of the following penalties or any appropriate combination thereof. It can be suspension, counseling, warning, probation, loss of privilege to use university facilities, eviction from dormitory facilities, restitution, educational experience, dismissal at the end of the school term and non-readmission thereafter, immediate exclusion, expulsion, which means recommendation to the Commission on Higher Education that the student be declared unfit for admission to any institution of higher education in the Philippines, and restorative sanctions. The CODI shall consider the student's age, level of discernment, future development, disciplinary history, and other relevant factors in deciding the appropriate penalty. In all cases where the student is found guilty, he or she shall undergo an age-appropriate gender sensitivity training and anti-sexual harassment awareness activities. If you're a victim of gender-based sexual harassment, you must immediately report the incident to a parent, teacher, guidance counselor, and or to file a complaint with the complaints officer. You should not respond to provocations or to further messages, but to keep recordings of these messages and to keep all evidence of the incident, like screenshots of the text or images or recordings of video and audio, including names and or profile page information of the aggressor.